I want to take a minute and talk about a topic that I think is quite often misunderstood in our ag world and among others, maybe in a business type sense. That's what's called opportunity costs. So I had the opportunity to be part of a webinar the other day and kind of teach people and show people about our operation and what we do and how we do it. And if you follow me and things like that, you know, we use a style of what people would call amp grazing or mid grazing or holistic grazing. There's several terms for that. We'll remove the sheep through the growing season every day into fresh pasture, things like that. And the question of, well, opportunity costs came up. You know, well, you have to move that fence every day. That's taking time, and that time is money, right? And again, I think this is often misunderstood because when you look at it in the sense of what I'm doing, what is the opportunity? So I told them, again, the opportunity is that I have the potential for 44% increase in yield. Or, I mean, look at it this way. If I yielded a ton an acre or 2,000 pounds an acre, that's close to 3,000 pounds. That's the opportunity. Yes, there is a cost associated with that opportunity, which is I have to move that fence every day. So I did some really quick math on that just to be, okay, if I've got a 44% increase in yields, and if I was to charge an AUM rate per acre on that additional amount, what is basically the opportunity cost? So as I figured that, I figured it in a way of, okay, if I was to pay myself an hourly rate, how much could I pay myself based on that increased opportunity? It was $58 an hour. Well, I'll gladly move fence for half hour to an hour a day for $58 an hour. That's pretty good wage right there. Now, I guess if you're making $100 an hour somewhere and you can justify that, then go ahead and hire somebody for $12 an hour to do it, right? But I mean, that's the thing. And again, we got to look at that. They said, well, my time's worth money. And yes, if I didn't see an increase in production or an opportunity, right? There's the opportunity, then that cost would not be justified and it would be costing me more money. But the opportunity is the increase in the soil health benefits, the increase in the yield, right? From a standpoint of putting it into economics, the increase in yield, which then again can benefit me in the long run. So again, I see this quite often, especially with young producers, and sometimes they go to some meetings and they think, oh, your time's valuable, and yes, it is, if you can use that time somewhere else to generate more revenue. Okay, so again, it's not, I see some, it's like, well, that's a low job, I'm not moving sprinklers. Well, are you doing something else? What else are you doing with that time to justify it? If you go sit on your butt, that's just laziness. That's just you saying, well, you know, I'm better than that. Well, are you? Or have you got a job? Or are you part of a big enough operation where you are in charge of the marketing, you're in charge of the management decisions, which, yes, are a high dollar aspect that bring dollars back to the operation, which if you were too busy doing the little jobs, you couldn't get that task accomplished, then yes, that is an opportunity cost that's costing you money, okay? But again, from my standpoint and that question, again, I think we need to explore this. It's well worth my time to go out there and move a fence every day to get that increase of yield, because that increase of the opportunity of production is very beneficial. So again, just kind of some quick things. I always kind of get some of the same questions. You move that fence every day, well, you're not accounting for your time. And it's like, okay, again, if I just said, look, it's $15 an hour, if I paid somebody to go do that, and I see a 44% production increase, it is still very, very valuable to me to do that. And yes, if I could go, if my operation was large enough, or if I had the opportunity to make more money somewhere else during that time, then yes, it would be beneficial to pay somebody to do that job for me. But again, from the standpoint of where I'm at and the size of my operation and different things like that, I'll take $58 an hour any day of the week to go out there and enjoy doing something I like, to be able to be with the animals, to be able to see what's going on, to be able to grow the soil, again, to see all those aspects. That's why I got into farming in the first place. So again, understanding of some of the basic things and how they work in our business.